Hello friends, 675 days of war. Before I start giving you the general situation in the war zones, I will like to quote a former Pentagon official who, under the headline Zelensky needs to go back before Ukraine collapses, says US NATO allies poured military hardware and ammunition, provided backbone for Ukrainian strategic intelligence, trained Ukrainian troops, put advisors in field, some of whom got even killed in action. And now setbacks are seen everywhere along line of contact. Political front is cracking, forced recruitments have negative political impact, which Zelensky is trying to blame Commander-in-Chief Zaluzny. In southern war zone on Kherson front, no major changes. In eastern bank of Dnieper River, Krinky bridgehead holds as before. Coming to Zaporizhia front in Orikho sector, Russian army has made advance towards west and south of Robotyne, and also from the east where it has moved close to 1 kilometer. Russian army has also advanced west of Verbo. Ukrainian sources fear fall of Robotyne in near future and also say that Ukrainian advance towards Orikho throughout the summer offensive is likely to be lost sooner or later. In Rimivki salient, battle has intensified towards north of Priutne, Novodarovka, as well as towards Staromayorskoye. However, no major changes. Coming to northern war zone, on Kupiansk front, fight continues for Sinkivka, where Russian army gained 3 strongholds. Also, Russian army improved its situation along front line in several sectors. Ministry of Defense Russian Federation claims that 22 Ukrainian servicemen surrendered to Russian army. Coming to Lyman side, Ukrainian counterattacks near Terny and Serebryansky forestry did not succeed. Russian army moved in west of Dibrova. Coming to eastern war zone, north of Soledar, Russian army advanced in Seversk sector. It entered southern side on the outskirts of Spornoye. On Bakhmut front, Russian army made some small gains towards Bogdanovka, west of Kromov, and also in the southern sector, north of Klishivka. However, no changes towards Andriivka or even in north towards Orekho-Vasilivka. Coming to Avdiivka, you must have known that Zelensky claims that he visited Avdiivka. I doubt. Nonetheless, it makes no difference as far as the war scenario is concerned. Russian army took over residential areas near filtration plant on northwest outskirts of Avdiivka. Also, it made some small gains towards Okeretino. No success towards Novobakhmutivka as well as towards Berdichi. Russians advanced towards Dachas and Stepovo. On the eastern outskirts of the city, Russians made some small gains. As far as south is concerned, towards Vodyane Pervomaisky, no changes. Major fight as far as Avdiivka is concerned continues towards Stepo, where Russians have managed to occupy 1/3 of the city, but basically in the eastern part. Maryinka, Russians made some gains towards west of the city towards Zorzievka and towards Krasnogorovka. As far as Pobeda and Novomikhailovsky is concerned, battle continues, no gains. Ugledar fight continues in the outskirts, but no major changes. Interdiction missions, Russian army continues launching airstrikes with airborne strategic fighter bombers, UAVs, and long range artillery's second day as well, and it claims that it carried out 50 strikes, including more than 100 missiles and other forms of weapons. The targets mainly consisted in Kiev, Kharkov, Odessa, Zaporizhia, Dnipropetrovsk, Lviv, Kryvyi Rog, Khmelnytsky. Second wave of airstrikes, they are targeting this time, I believe, many Ukrainian air defense system. The success is not known. Uses of Kinzhal 59 towards Kremchuk and other areas, and also VAB 500 bombs in Kupiansk directions were noted. Ukrainians too increased their interdiction missions in addition to the daily routine towards like Belgorod, Kursk, using UAVs, where they launched more than 12 of missiles as well, large-scale attacks on Belgorod and Bryansk, causing casualties and damage to infrastructures. Russian military industries have increased many folds as far as its weapons, munitions are concerned. It has doubled production of 5th generation Sukhoi 57 compared to what it was being done in previous year. On Israeli-Palestinian war front, Hamas claimed it has destroyed 852 units of Israeli military equipment since war started. IDF continues its ground operations in central part and in south in Khan Yunis area. West Bank, mass arrests are reported. With Lebanon border, Hezbollah continues attacks on the border crossing military bases and settlements in northern Israel, while Israel is hitting Lebanese areas with UAVs, artillery and airstrikes. Russian air defense system has shot down 10 guided bombs and 3 cruise missiles launched by IDF towards Syria, while Israel is striking several positions in southern Syria and trying to destroy as much as possible. The Iranian resistance. On to the question of who will govern Gaza after the war comes to an end. The cabinet meeting in Israel was postponed. In the meantime, Biden administration has approved close to 147 million worth of various types of munitions and military equipment for the Israel. Some other informations. Warsaw accuses Moscow of airspace violation by missiles which entered Polish airspace from Ukrainian side. However, they haven't given any proof so far. And NATO chief Stoltenberg has said that they are vigilant on the development of this issue. Ukrainian public debt has risen over 5 trillion hryvnia, which is 85% of its GDP. Pro-European Union protest continues in Serbia. And that's all. Thank you, friends.